Hello and welcome to English for You. Reese and Laura returning for day 2 of our article about how to prepare for a typhoon.
Right.
Typhoons are the hot topic of the day because they're so common in Taiwan.
Right, but you know, sometimes everybody can seem very excited, but it can be super dangerous. You're just happy because you don't have to go to school or go to work and you get to eat lots of snacks and watch Netflix.
Yeah,
to pass
it
the day.
can be exciting to stay home, but sometimes it can be dangerous, as Mark is learning, right? Yesterday he was so excited at the beginning of the day for the storm to arrive, but Yin told him about how to prepare for the storm, and now Mark's feeling kind of worried, right?
Yeah, so he's like, I'm so scared at the end.
I have a question for you, Laura. Is there a difference between a typhoon and a hurricane?
I don't really know. I think hurricanes sound, I don't know, to me, I think typhoons can be very small and also dangerous. Hurricanes sound kind of scary to me.
Well, actually, they're the same thing.
They are?
Yeah,
just
it's
a different name.
In like the eastern part of the world, you know, Asia, they call them typhoons and they spin in one direction.
Okay.
But in North America, South America, they spin in a different direction and they're called hurricanes.
What about cyclones?
I think it's also the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
just many words for the same thing. And an interesting fact about the word typhoon in English. No one really knows where this word comes from. It sounds like the Chinese word Typhoon, right?
Typhoon.
But in ancient Greece, there was a Greek god called Typhon. And he was the god of wind.
Super coincidental.
Right? So does
How is that possible?
the English word come from the Greek god or does it come from the Chinese?
Typhoon.
We're not really sure. Maybe you can find out.
Yes, Google
anyway,
it.
Let's get into the article and see how Mark and Yin do in the big storm.
Reading.
Typhoon time. How to survive the storm. It's the next day. Mark and Yin are in the living room. They are covered in blankets and surrounded by snacks. A huge storm is blowing outside.
You weren't kidding about this storm. The wind is howling.
We will be safe inside. These buildings are designed to withstand typhoons. We should stay away from the windows, though.
Let's keep watching the news. It might give us some important information. I've heard the rivers around Taipei sometimes flood.
It's true, but the flood walls should keep us safe. Besides, we live on the 9th floor. Let's just enjoy the day off.
Do you want to play some video games?
Sure.
They play video games and watch movies for most of the day. In the evening, the winds subside.
It seems like the storm is almost gone. Should we go outside and look around?
No, it's better to stay inside until tomorrow. Let's make some instant noodles.
Okay, day 2 of the article begins, and it's the next day. Mark and Yin are in the living room. They're covered in blankets and surrounded by snacks. That sounds wonderful.
I know.
A huge storm is blowing outside.
But they're inside.
But they're indoors, they're inside, so they're safe and they have many snacks. They are surrounded by snacks. The word surround is a verb and it means to be all around something. If we're using it in the passive, to be surrounded by something means that you have that thing all around you. You could be surrounded by people. You could be surrounded by blankets like they are in the article. You could be, maybe if you were in Da'an Park in the evening in summer, surrounded by bugs.
Oh, I hate that.
If something surrounds you, it's everywhere, in every direction. Here's an example sentence. Most of Taipei is surrounded by rivers.
Okay, nice. Surround 就是环绕 ，OK， 这样子的意思，或是围绕，它是一个动词哦。我来想一个比较美一点的，因为我不喜欢那个 surrounded by bugs 的那个例句。The house is surrounded by flower gardens.
that's cute.
That's a pleasant one. I want to be surrounded by snacks, but I don't want to have ants or cockroaches crawling maybe on my bed or something because of the snacks.
Don't drop your snacks on the ground and make sure you throw away your trash. The article also used the word huge. Huge is an adjective and it's very easy to explain. It just means big. very big, giant, enormous, gigantic. These are all words we can use to describe how big something is. But huge is bigger than big. It's like very big. And we use huge to talk about something's size, amount, or degree. You could have a huge problem, a big problem, a huge mountain, it's a big mountain, or a huge number of people. That's lots of people. Here's an example sentence. There's a huge spider in my bedroom. I don't dare sleep in there anymore. 拉牙
拉牙Huge 这个字超简单，就是 very very big。我们刚刚说的咯，它是一个形容词，就是庞大的、巨大的，所以可以用来形容几乎任何人事物咯，像是 a huge tree 很大的一棵树啦， a huge house 很大的一个房子， a huge dog 一只大狗狗， or I have a huge room 我的房子或是我的房间很大。Okay, so I had a huge lunch, so I don't feel like having dinner tonight. 没错，这个例句就是说我刚刚吃的超多的午餐，所以晚餐我可能不太想吃了。我们来看到课文提到的 huge， 他说隔天两个人在客厅，他们在被窝里面，然后呢被这个零食围绕着，不过外面是狂风，还应该有暴雨吧。
So, day 2 and Mark is here and he says,You weren't kidding about this storm. The wind is howling.
Ow.
Oh, I love this word, howl. It's a beautiful word. It's kind of a form of onomatopoeia, which is a sound word. Howl is a verb, and usually we use it to describe the sound that a dog or a wolf makes. It's a long, high-pitched moan. Oh.That's
Listen to that sound, yeah.
But we can also use this word to describe the sound that the wind makes when it blows really strong and fast. It's kind of a similar sound,
有一
right?
点耶。
The wind is howling outside your window. It's kind of spooky.
OK， 所以跟声音有点像是我们其实 howl 这个字也可以用这个狼叫或者是狗狗嗷呜的这个声音，或者在本课它是风在呼啸，其实真的有点像哎。I think the sound sounds similar,
Especially when it hits between the buildings and it makes that weird sound.
对，有点类似。我现在才发现哦，那 howl 是一个动词哦，所以刚刚 Mark 就说你真的没有在开玩笑哎，这个台风真的超大，连风都在呼啸。
That's right. I think yesterday the news reporter said that the winds would be 160 kilometers per hour. That's fast. Well, back to the article, and Yin says, we will be safe inside. These buildings are designed to withstand typhoons. We should stay away from the windows, though. Right. Yin is very smart, and he's experienced typhoons
seems calm.
before. Yeah, he knows that as long as you're indoors, there's nothing to worry about. He said that the buildings are designed to withstand typhoons. What does that mean? Well, the word design is a verb, and it means to be planned to be a particular way. When we design something, we often draw a picture of what that thing should look like, or write about what it should be. We can design many things like clothes or buildings. We mostly design things that are physical, things that we can draw pictures of. You could also design something like a lesson plan if you're a teacher. You might use more words for that kind of design, though. Here's an example sentence. Newer smartphones are designed to survive being under shallow water for a short time.
Nice.
The article also used this word withstand, which is quite a fancy word. It means to be able to survive or get through something, usually a difficult experience. To withstand means to resist something, remain undamaged or unhurt by something. If a building is made to withstand strong winds, that means it can stay standing, take no damage, even when the strong winds blow.
Hands withstand, yeah, stay standing, cute. 好，我们先来看一下刚刚有提到的 design 这个动词，就是设计哦。所以 be designed to 后面接一个原形动词，就是 被设计成为了什么什么。For example, the activities are designed to encourage creative thinking. 就是有一些活动，可能他们是为了要激发创意思考 ，OK 来设计的哦。我们来看一下 withstand 这个动词，就是抵挡。承受住，所以刚刚有听到这个句型吗 ？These buildings are designed to withstand something something， 就是这些建筑物设计成可以抵挡，而且当然我们整课就在讲抵挡台风啦。不过呢，这时候有提醒哦，他们应该要怎么样远离窗户 ，stay away from the windows.
That's right. All of the buildings in Taiwan are really designed to withstand typhoons and also earthquakes, right?
对。
So like Taipei 101, even though it's a very tall building, it's been designed to withstand or survive earthquakes.
好聪明哦。
Very cool. Back to the article, and Mark says, let's keep watching the news. It might give us some important information. I've heard the rivers around Taipei sometimes flood. That's true, and let's learn more about what it means to flood. The word flood is a verb, and be careful with its pronunciation. It's spelled F-L-O-O-D, but it's not pronounced flood, it's flood. To flood means to become full of water. To overflow with water, much more water than is usually there. Places sometimes flood when there's too much rain, or, if you're by the ocean, when the waves become too big. Taipei sometimes floods, but rarely. Why? Because the wall by the riverside stops floods from becoming too bad. It can be very dangerous when a city floods. Sometimes people even die. Yesterday, I talked about my experience in Beijing when that city flooded, and that was really scary. If a water pipe bursts in your home could even flood. Here's an example sentence. If the waters in the Thames River flow too high, the whole city of London could flood.
Flood 就是 I hope this doesn't happen here in Taipei 淹水或者是有泛滥的意思，它是一个动词，在本课当中哦。举例来说 ，the whole town flooded after weeks of heavy rain。真的，如果下了好几个星期的雨，很有可能就会淹水哟。OK， 所以 Mike 刚刚是说，我们继续来看新闻，因为他可能会提供一些重要的资讯。他说：“我听说台北的河流有时候会淹水哦。” So he says, "I've heard the rivers around Taipei sometimes flood."
Yeah, but luckily for us, the wall is pretty strong, so it shouldn't be too bad. Back to the article, and Yin says, it's true, but the flood walls should keep us safe. Besides, we live on the 9th floor. Let's just enjoy the day off.
Okay.
So Yin is not worried at all. He knows that Taipei has been designed to survive floods and storms. Yin used the word besides here, which is an adverb. And besides means in addition or apart from. We use this word when we want to give more information about something. We want to give another reason for something, or further justify the point that we just made. For example, I don't want to go to Sam's birthday party. Besides, he doesn't like me anyway. So the second part of that sentence, besides, is just additional or extra information, and it proves the thing that I said before. Here's an example sentence. You shouldn't go outside if you're sick. Besides, it's raining, so it's better to stay indoors.
So true. Besides 其实用来补充说明一些事情，就是而且此外，它是一个副词哦，像是呢 I don't want to eat out tonight. Besides, I'm sick of going to the same restaurants we usually go to. 就是说我不想去外面吃了，而且我们常常去的那几间，我真的吃腻了。好，刚刚有提到 day off 这个名词，就是休息日或是休假的意思哦。好啦，那他说，但是这个 flood wall 刚刚有提到这个很重要的字，就是防洪墙，应该会使我们就是很安全哦。而且 besides 此外，我们是住在9楼诶，所以我们就好好的享受台风假吧。
Yeah, unless the building falls down.
你不要乱说哦。
Back to the article, and Mark is kind of bored, I guess. He says, do you want to play some video games? And Yin says, sure. And then they play video games and watch movies for most of the day. In the evening, the winds subside. So the storm is passing. The winds subside. Let's talk about this complicated word. The word subside is used as a verb here, and it means to become less intense or violent, to become less strong, slower, weaker, less dangerous. We often use the word subside to talk about bad weather or bad feelings or bad times that we go through. So if a storm subsides, that means the winds and the rains become less and less until eventually it just disappears.
Subside, what a fancy word. 其实就是平息减弱。OK， 所以 Mark 这里就好像，因为他们在觉得开始有点无聊啦，所以 Mark 就说：“那你想要玩电动吗？” In 就说：“好啊。”所以两个人几乎一整天都在打电动和看电影。到了晚上，风就 subside， 就是减弱了。
That's right.
Good news.
Good news. And Mark has noticed the subsiding winds, and he says, it seems like the storm is almost gone. Should we go outside and look around?
OK， 所以他说，台风似乎已经走了，那我们应该要到外面到处看看吗？ Is that a good idea?
I think it might not be a good idea. And Yin agrees. Yin says, no, it's better to stay inside until tomorrow. Let's make some instant noodles.
Oh, nice.
I love 泡面.
我也是.
Not every day, but sometimes they're really, really good. And they're great for a day when you're stuck inside. Instant noodles, 泡面. But what does the word instant actually mean? Well, something that is instant happens right away. It happens immediately, in just 1 second. Instant noodles are called that because they're really fast and easy to cook. There are other things that are instant too, like instant coffee.
Nice.
Instant coffee is the kind that you just put in a cup, add
Super
hot
fast.
water, and it's really easy to make. The noun version means a very, very short amount of time. So I could say, for example, I will be there in an instant.
Oh.
That means a very short amount of time. Here's an example sentence. I usually drink instant coffee before work, as I don't have much free time in the mornings.
Oh, okay, and they're very fast and convenient. Okay, 所以他说 it's better to stay inside until tomorrow. 就是到明天之前，我们是最好留在室内哦，要不然你可能会被像是树啊或者摇晃的树打到，或是招牌之类的。所以这时候他们要做什么呢？当然是要吃泡面。Instant noodles 就是泡面，其中的 instant 这个形容词就是速食的、即时的。I actually prefer Korean instant noodles. The texture of the noodles are chewy, 就是 it's chewier. Chewier, 对，比较 Q.
I really like the Thai instant noodles, the mama.
它有那个干面的，对不对？
They have one.
The sauce is very different, right?
Very good, very spicy and sour.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have like the tom yum gong one.
It's really good.
Sometimes 泡面 really
泰国真的
just
很好吃。
hits the spot. But don't eat too much 泡面 because it's
No.
not very good for you. It's kind of like fast food.
That's right.
Well, that's the end of our 2-day article about surviving the storm. I'm sure you guys, having lived in Taiwan for most of your life, have probably experienced a typhoon or two, and I hope that they weren't too scary. But now you know how to prepare for the next one. Let's go to our For You chat question and find out more.
For You chat.
A serious and scary For You chat question today, all about typhoons. Why might it be dangerous to go outside during a typhoon?
I don't want to get hit by trees or signs or anything that may come loose.
Yeah, you know, when the wind is blowing at 160 kilometers per hour,
Right?
that could be strong enough to move like cars and
Wow.
motorcycles, right?
Oh, I've seen like motorcycles that sort of like
Fall over.
Yeah, fall over.
Yeah.
And also mailboxes.
Uh-huh.
They're like this.
Yeah, it doesn't take something very big to hit you in the head and really do some damage. I think also falling glass and bricks from tall buildings could kill you. I remember another scary
sounds
Beijing
scary.
story.
Bricks.
there was another storm in Beijing that was very windy.
Right.
And there was a building, a mall actually, and part of the building was being repaired. So they had like big kind of sheet metal over the building, you know?
Sounds like Final Destination now.
Yeah, the whole thing came off and like just crushed somebody and they died.
No, yuck.
Yeah, so just don't go outside. Even when you think the winds are slowing, just stay inside. You might be in the eye of the storm if the winds are slow.
And also I've seen like in the news, a lot of like young kids or high school kids, they love going to KTVs.
No, don't do it.
No.
If you step outside, you could just get hit by a brick or something
right.
and then
Bye.
Anyway, don't be too scared. Just stay at home and enjoy your day. Have some palmian and play some video games. Play with your pets if you have any. Cuddle your dogs because dogs usually get quite scared by the noises.
They are?
Yeah. Be safe and try and enjoy yourself the next time you have a free day at home. And we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Ta-ra.
Vocabulary Review.
Surround. It was a wild storm. By the time it finished, the whole house was surrounded by snow. Huge. The box was so huge that we couldn't get it through the apartment door. Design. The metal roof of this house is designed to block the sun's heat, which keeps the house cooler. Flood. Paul's office flooded after the rain, so he spent a lot of time getting the water out. Besides. Vegetables are very healthy for your body. Besides, they're delicious. Instant. Peter thinks instant coffee is convenient because you don't need a coffee machine. You just add hot water.
智慧小补帖。
Howl. Withstand. Withstand. Subside.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作。活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net